Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Free Skate. I lured Jesse into this, and he's not hostage. He's willing.
You guys, it's been a while. It's been a lengthy time since I've been making an appearance. I am still watching, but, obviously with my Hanu that's retired. And, a few of the things, with the whole Russian scandals and everything that's been going on. It's been a little bit harder, I would say, for me to be as engaged. Just, I do miss, I don't miss the BS about, the scoring stuff with the Russian stuff, but I do miss some of the skaters that were in Russia, right? Like, The Russian skaters are definitely different type of skaters than the rest of the world, and I do still really, really enjoy, some of the Russian skaters that, even for the program marks, not too happy with the Terry, but, that's, like,
well, you know what's funny?
Video.
Even, the Georgian skater, Maurice, he was coached by is coached by a Terry too, but right now he doesn't have a Terry by his side. So I'm wondering, and he's like fallen off the face of the planet in skating this year. He finished last in Finland in this last Grand Prix, and he looked terrible. Like, is this a Terry's camp that the few that did skate in it that represented another country, like, are they not on stuff anymore, or like?
I don't know, but I just want to quickly say a few things that I've seen through the season and some skaters that, have kind of caught eye and stuff. So, personally for me, I've been watching the American, Ilya, right?
Ilya Malinin.
He has definitely impressed. Obviously, he got the quadruple, you guys. Quadruple axel. Mm-hmm. Beforehand, it hurt. But, kudos to him, because, it's such a hard jump, and he's the only one doing it right now. So, he's amazing that way. I think he still has to learn a little bit, with the skating and stuff. Mm-hmm. I think Keegan Messing, let's talk about that Canadian. It's time to go. Sorry, but I'm bored of it. I'm bored of it. You guys know me. I'm here to just be honest.
Well, he has done the same style and type of music and or song for years now, so he's not really changing it up.
Sadovsky for Canada. What do you guys think about him? Because I haven't heard a lot of chatter with him. What do you guys like? I think he's an elegant skater, really, really good skater. He's still so inconsistent with his jumping, unfortunately. But
his consistency is his nemesis for sure.
Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens with that. So with Sadovsky, his skating's good, but you know what? Again, throughout the Grand Prix here, he's been inconsistent, and that's kind of the problem here in Canada. We don't really have a top male skater, that's just taking, the bull by the horn or the flag and leading the, the country. So, Canada's so up in the air right now with a lot of stuff, with women's, what's our top, I guess? Madeline, yeah. She's shown definitely improvement for me for skating wise. I actually do not mind her long program. But still, to me, it's not good enough. It's not top 5. And you guys know me, I'm honest. It's listen, I want to see the best of the best. But I haven't seen really a lot of growth in the jumping. She's another inconsistent for some reason. You'd think, I always say, coming from such a, cold climate of, snow, we'd be so much more better, and we'd always have people coming in kind of like the Russians, but we don't. But, so she's been okay, but, still not enough for me to, get excited about.
Well, she still has to break the 200-point barrier, too. Her best was last season at 192.
I do like... well, let's talk about Luna, because she just skated previously. And that's one of Ryan's favorite. For me, I do like her power and her strength, and her transitions are pretty good. I like her skating. I just find she's been kind of inconsistent this year, too, with her jumping.
A little bit, yeah.
It's the long program, right? The long program makes or breaks you in any of those fields.
Well, it's also a post-Olympic year, and I find a lot of people are so exhausted after the Olympics. They kind of have a rough following year.
Okay. So, no, but honestly, I do like her. She's actually really enjoyable to watch. I have no, issue. Just, another one that's kind of been inconsistent. And if you want to be the best and you want to be always in that top 3, in order to do that, consistency is the number one key.
Yeah.
So,
you definitely have to be.
I would say also, let's go into like ice dance quickly. Well, wait, am I missing any woman that I really, really, really enjoyed? Well, Rika Kihara, I agree.
I think because of her injury, her comeback is very slow. And
but her skating, you guys, I wouldn't even know it. Her program is good. She's fast. She's doing really well. Her jumping obviously is a little bit.
Well, she's still missing some jumps. She did add the triple flip back.
They said her triple axel still to come.
It will. She still has to add in the triple Lutz as well. But I think her team is doing it correctly. Whereas in they're not rushing her to do these jumps when she's not ready and she's not breaking confidence.
Well, the coach is Tracy Wilson, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So Tracy's Canadian. Wait, is she? I don't know. She's always on Canada.
Tracy does some magic, yeah.
So, okay, who was I just talking about? You guys, I just got sidetracked. Yeah, okay. So we do like her, but the jumping, obviously. But listen, you guys, don't worry about her jumping because it's going to come back once her injury's okay. Yeah. She's just making sure she's taking it slow, doing thing. She's great. Sakamoto, love her. I always loved her. You guys know back in the old videos. I've always had a thing. She's one of my top ones, too. Fastest skater in the women's field. I don't care if it's Russia to Canada to USA, blah, blah. She is by far the fastest skater. She's
Keegan equivalent.
She's Connor McDavid in hockey, in figure skating. So she's just elite level for skating. Her jumps are doing well. I really want to see her, you guys, do a triple axel. I know it's just because she's got the power and the speed and it looks like she can do it. But obviously if she could do it, she would probably, get her done. But I'm hoping... because she definitely has the
power
speed
and the
to do
height
it.
And everything to do it.
So love her. Her consistency's been really good. I'm happy for her. Who am I thinking? Okay, let me go through America. Who's from American for Women? Well, Brady Tanella's come back.
She looks rough right now.
Yeah, you know what, you guys? Okay.
I don't think she's ready to be full on.
Let's be honest. Okay, I was telling Ryan this. All the people that come back, unfortunately, even you guys know that I used to love my Medvedeva from Russia. But every time we take a step back and then we try to come back, it just seems like, I'm sorry, but the sport has left that, that year that they've left has just gone by. And you're seeing that with all those skaters who want to come back. Delman. I'm very proud of Gracie Gold. I'm happy that she's coming back and doing her thing and just skating for herself. But you know what I mean? Everything has left all these skaters.
I wouldn't count them out yet for the future, though. I think they're coming back really
strong. It's not happening.
No? Okay, it's not happening.
But they're skating for themselves, and that is a different aspect. I'm not sitting there going, Delman should win. Oh, I'm disappointed in her. I'm not saying, nope, back up. Sorry, my dog. I'm not saying, Brady Tennell needs to win, blah, blah. I think these people are coming back for themselves, and they just want to see where they fit or, what they're going to do in the, upcoming seasons and whatnot. So, this year is probably the year, you guys, that we're watching for everyone to just kind of get their, their future. Next year is kind of the year you're going to see, the growth of everyone. So this is the year coming back from the Olympics that we're going to see everyone just kind of, okay, let's get our feet wet again. Let's get everything going. Let's see where I stand against the world right now. Let's see where I am at physically, even mentally.
That's what we've seen from a lot of
skaters,
and particularly in the pairs. I find the pairs field this year it's tough to watch. I'm not gonna.
You guys have never been. You know me. I don't watch pairs. I'm like, that's an event?
There are teams medaling that I've literally never heard of before and would never be on the radar of a top 6 in a Grand Prix that are winning medals this year.
What about the rest of the American women? What's the other one?
Oh my God, you're putting me on the spot.
I know, and I can't think of it.
You guys, Andrews did have a good event this year. She kind of fell off after that again.
Not her. The other one. Star Andrews has basically been consistent with her scores for years now. You know what I mean? Amber Glenn.
That's what
I was going to say.
Really fantastic event. She also had some not too great skates as well.
You know what? I liked her one year. I thought she was doing better, but I'm back to being
her good
she
event?
leaves me undesirable. I want more. Yeah,
I thought this more. Year her event that she did really good in. Was it Skate America, Skate Canada, something like that.
Okay, I didn't see Skate America.
She was fantastic.
Okay. Now, for ice dance, she goes, oh, remember how I used to I'm like, Scott Moore and Tessa are my only ones, blah, blah. I'm like, they're way better than French. And now it's like, since they've left, then I really enjoyed the French more because, like their chemistry was so ridiculous. It was the next best thing to Dustin Scott. So missing them right now, we're like, I kind of miss watching them. I do miss even watching the Russian, the blonde, who's that girl that I really like? The blonde one.
Yeah, Victoria Sinisina.
Yeah, I never can. You guys, I'm like the Don Cherry, like never can pronounce these
I
names.
always used to think they were overscored too, to be honest.
I know, but I really enjoyed them. Like, I just really did enjoy their skates.
That's fair.
And, but you know what? Ryan finally showed me this. I just seen Piper and
Paul.
What was the last one we just watched? It was in Finland.
It was Espoo.
Okay. So that one, you guys, really, that short, because Ryan's like, you need to watch the short. And I watched Piper's short and Paul's, and it was really amazing. Like, honestly, I was like, okay, Ryan, because sometimes, he wants to, like, make me watch something. I'm like, okay, I already know, but it was amazing. Honestly, that's the best. This year is the best they've ever looked.
Oh, yeah.
You want to talk about how fast their twizzles are, because, I mean, they are just boom.
Interesting fact. So I looked at the judges' score sheets for the Twizzles, and they only got level, or they got a GOE of like 1 and 2 from some judges. How is that a 1 or a 2? And some gave them 4. How do you have a span between 1 and 4 for a GOE for the same element, especially that one? If that's a GOE 1, I don't know.
Well, okay, and the only other one I'm really watching Ice Dance right now, guys, is Chuck and Bates, and I love the long program. So I'm happy. I didn't like it when I first seen it. Then the last event they just did that you just covered, I really did love them. So for this like Grand Prix finale and everything that we're gonna watch, or Grand Prix, what's it called?
Grand Prix final.
Grand Prix final. Well, finale, final, same thing. And the Worlds. Those are the two that I want to see. The Canadians versus Americans there. To me, that's gonna be my favorite little like duo there. Who's gonna win? But you guys, quickly, I have to go, but I want to make a guest appearance here and be like, I'm still here. I will be doing the Grand Prix final with Ryan.
Really?
And the Worlds.
Wow.
I'm in.
You are in for a treat.
So, you guys, honestly, those are my favorites right now that are going on right now. There's some I miss, of course, Hanu, the French ice dance. I really miss them too. Even Chen, honestly, is missed right now. Just because, like, you want to see the best competition.
There is a
right?
Shoma.
So, yeah, that's true. Shoma, though. But we always love Shoma. He's so sweet.
Shoma does know how to fall, I'll tell you that.
I know. Oh, my God, that poor guy almost. I'm like, is he okay? I'm worried he's going to break his hip.
Keegan knows how to fall this.
But you guys came back to Ryan. Ryan's going to now overtake this episode. Thank you guys so much. And I'm going to see you guys for 2 more this year. Okay, love you. Bye.
Well, thanks, Jess, for that riveting 12 minutes. Okay, now back to me being really boring. No, just kidding, you guys. So I'm going to recap of the Espoo Grand Prix. I'm going to try and do this semi-quick because we just did this for 13 minutes. Okay, pairs. So pairs, I don't know, you guys. I'm having a really hard time wanting to watch the pairs, like, at all. I'm not caring about the pairs this year because I think you don't know what the scores are going to be, first of all, because they're all over the place, and the quality of the championship winning medal skates is like a little bit lower down there where you would never see in the last few years. There's these teams winning gold medals, and not to take anything away from them, but these teams that are winning gold, silver, bronze medals wouldn't even be in the top 5, 6, 7 in a Grand Prix, never mind a World Championships or winning an event for the Grand Prix. This event is the same thing. Ghilardi and Ambrosini won their first title, so good for them. Their score wasn't too terrible. 189.74 isn't awful, but it's quite a while off what a championship caliber skate should look like. And then everyone below them, the German team, you know what, they won silver, 170.75, a big drop off from the Italians. And the Georgian team, Medalkina and Parkman, 166.56. They are the first pairs medal for Georgia in a Grand Prix, so that is nice for the country. But I mean, those scores are just not World Championship caliber. Efimova and Blomert of Germany did get the silver. They were actually fourth after the short program. They were second in the free skate. But when they're second in the free skate, they still fell twice, and they were second in the free skate. So even that's just the quality of the pairs in most events you're seeing now. So I'm kind of at a standstill with it. I don't really want to invest in watching a lot of pairs because we're so used to watching great pairs, and we don't have any of them this year. There's a very select few that I actually have any interest in watching, and it's basically it's the Japanese team. I really enjoy watching them. The Canadian team, Diana and Maxime, and the American world champions. And I think that's pretty much going to be your podium this year. If that's not your podium this year, there'll be a major upset somewhere in the pairs. So let's move on to ice dance. Gillis and Poirier, massive score, 219.19. That is huge. Speaking about huge scores, so Piper and Paul in this event, 92.73 is the rhythm dance current world record. Piper and Paul are fourth place for scores ever in the rhythm dance, sitting in at 87.80, and also fourth place in the free skate as well. Their score this year, which is actually incredible. 131.69 is phenomenal. So rhythm dance scores, the top five are Papadakis and Cicero, 92.73. Hubble and Donahue, 89.72. Sinitsina Katsalpov, 88.85. And fifth place, just under Piper and Paul, Chalk and Bates at 87.51. And all of those personal bests were in the World Championships last year, except for Sinitsina and Katsalpov, which were actually at the Olympics. So that is kind of interesting. I have Hawaii and Baker, you know what, 202, fantastic score. There's nothing to shame about that. And I love their rhythm dance. It's just like Piper and Paul's rhythm dance. I can't even get enough of Piper and Paul's rhythm dance. And I'm sorry, but you know everyone is looking at Paul's butt. Like, his butt is like, it is saying hello to you, and I absolutely love it. I'm there for it. Hawaii and Baker for the rhythm dance, they do their Cuban Desi Arnaz song, which is, you know, kind of a tribute to I Love Lucy. I've never heard of a song from him before in the Grand Prix events. Like I said, in Hawaii and Baker's last event, I shared that performance of Hawaii and Baker with an I Love Lucy fan group, and everyone just gushed over it. They were so impressed with it, and they really enjoyed what they were doing with Desi's songs. But back to Gillis and Poirier for a second. They're absolute fire. In my opinion, it's absolutely the best on the circuit by a mile. And I do think Hawaii and Baker's is second for sure. The tempo change in the rhythm dance for Gillis and Poirier is so well done. And also they're keeping the same song too. The sass and the attitude in every movement. It just makes it an incredible thing to watch. It is so visually pleasing. Their twizzles have improved so much over the last year. They are so incredibly fast. Every time they used to do their twizzles, I used to like grip my toes and be like, oh my god, are they going to mess it up? Are they going to lose levels? What's going to happen? This year I don't find myself doing that. They're super fast, super accurate. Their GOEs on the twizzles and the rhythm dance were +2 to +4. Again, like I said just a little bit earlier, I don't know how you can score that twizzle's only a +2 GOE. Like, it should have been 4s and 5s, for sure. I don't know what a 4 and a 5 is if that's not a 4 and a 5. I don't really know how much better you could get, to be honest with you. Let's go to... And third place, we got it. We have to mention them. Tequila and Versluis, 191.79. Not too bad of a score. They were the hometown sweethearts from Finland. and they are the first Finnish dance team to grab a Grand Prix medal at a Grand Prix event. So congratulations to them. I thought they were an absolute joy to watch. They're so free flowing on the ice. They just floated across. They had such great class and aesthetic appeal when you were watching them. I thoroughly enjoyed them, and that's a team that I'm not very familiar of. I don't actually think I've ever really watched any of their dances, to be quite honest with you. So I was quite intrigued with them skating at this event, and particularly being in Finland. Finland is not used to hosting Grand Prix events on the senior level. So for them to have this chance to medal in front of a hometown crowd, and coming up after fourth in the rhythm dance to beat Carrera and Ponomarenko was a really, really big feat. You know what? Pardon me, I'm gonna choke. Carrera and Ponomarenko ended up having a few level drops in their free dance, and they also had an extended lift, which also did them in two because, pardon me. Oh, sorry. Okay. Where was I? Yeah, they had a loss in level, and you know what? It just added up to enough points where they ended up missing the podium. But I don't think the hometown Finland crowd minded that. Seeing that Finnish flag at the medal ceremony must have been very special for everyone. I have an interesting fact: fourth place finish for the rhythm dance for the Finnish couple. Interesting. GOE on the Twizzles, 0 to +3. Midline step sequence, +1 to +4. All over the board. A +1 and a +4 is very, very, very different in figure skating. It's either it's okay, we'll give you a +1 check, right? So 4 is amazing, super fantastic. Judge number 9, very low ball, super, super low ball, but consistently in the whole event. The whole judge number 9, and then entire event has been very, very hard on people. Grading some elements as low as -1 GOE when judges are giving that element a +3. So judge number 9 was the German judge in this event, Miss Louise Tarha Bolke of Germany. Gilson Poirier got a perfect 10.0 for composition from the French judge, number 8, the only perfect 10 of the whole event in ice dance. Also super, super high GOEs, lots of 4s and 5s throughout the entire program in every part of it. Also, I found interesting while I was looking at the GOEs, I tend to notice a few of the teams received 6s for their competition, while other judges had that same composition field at 8.5. So, again, really interesting. A 6.75 or a 6.5 to an 8.5, 8.25, 8.75 is a really, really, really big jump. So I would really like to know, I kind of want to interview the judges, be like, why? I want to know what made them choose those marks, because PCS is very your opinion marks. There isn't a hard fact sheet for you to follow for those elements and the ways you feel for the programs and stuff. So I just found that super interesting that those GOEs and those PCS marks were kind of all over the place. Okay, so that is it for the ice dance. We'll jump to the men. Ilya Malinin was the first man to land the quadruple axel in competition, and now he is the first one to land a triple flip, triple axel sequence in competition. He did finish with 278.39 overall, which is a pretty decent score. It's not what we're used to seeing in the 300s with the previous top men that are doing all these crazy quads. But a lot of that is to do with his program. He needs a lot of work on his program and his PCS. I found in his movements with his arms and his legs, I feel like they're not really moving to convey the program. I feel like they're just moving to be moving to look like he's trying to do something. Um, he's young. He's going to develop those skills, so we're not going to be too hard on him yet. We'll give him a little bit of time to hone these skills, but it's definitely something he needs to focus on for sure going through. I thought his PCS points were a little bit high for the short program. He actually had a 41, which is only a couple of points off behind Kevin Amos, which, I mean, you cannot compare the two skaters. Like, it's night and day. Kevin's skating skills and performance is eons ahead of Ilya Malinin right now, and to only be down by like 2+ points on the PCS in the short program is like, I don't know about that. Like, he got like mostly in like the eights and stuff like that. So he got a few like high sevens, but I was pretty surprised with how high his PCS score was. Even in the free skate, it was more of a, I think it was maybe, I don't want to say like 8 point difference, which is a little bit more of a separation, but even then, like, I think it's more than that. Like, the quality and skating skills between him and some of the other guys is like, it's from like here to like there. So to have only a few points in between them is a little bit. Shun Sato, 262 points in second place. Kevin Amos, leader after the short program. Good for him because he's coming back from injury. He ended up actually saving himself for the bronze medal. So good for him. What did it say? Melanin. In the free skate, he got called for 3 jumps that were a quarter of rotation short. So he definitely had rotation issues in this event, and I mean, you know what? No surprise. I mean, he's gonna have these at some point. He's only 17. He's popping quads off left, right, and center. He's gonna have some rotation calls at some point. So that's just part of the growing process. I okay. I'm gonna go back to Morisi for a second. I'm so confused. He was so consistent with a Terry. He was so. I mean, his technique with his like quad salchow and quad toe were like essentially the same jump. Lord knows how the judges called them different. I don't even know how. Honestly, if you were to do a toe and a salchow, his toe and a salchow, and you were to ask me which one was what, and he didn't tell me what he was doing, I would actually have no clue what he was doing, because it's that close, which is super weird. But anyways, Morisi finishes last place in this event. That is something that he's not used to. This guy is a European bronze medalist, 4th at the 2002 World Championships, top 10 in the Olympics. Like he actually has potential here. But you know what? Not having a Terry at his side, not being in Russia. I mean, is this him being out of his comfort zone? Is this having to do with maybe not having the same nourishing requirements as he did with the Terry, possibly? I don't know if we're ever going to know, but I think it's definitely worth pointing out and making a discussion out of it. I would really, really like to know what you guys think of the whole Morisi situation. He's the only one, I think, competing that has a Terry as a coach, because all the other ones are Russian, and he represents Georgia. So I would love to hear your intake on the whole Morisi situation. Keegan Messing, final Grand Prix event of his career. Some nasty falls again. The guy has... Honestly, I can't believe he hasn't smashed his head open between this event and his Skate Canada fall. I don't think he hit his head in the Skate Canada event. But this one, I think he may have hit it. I'm not too sure. He finished the program kind of okay. But, I mean, watching Keegan skate, there is no other skater like him. The guy flies. The guy is like a South Korean speed skater that does figure skating. He is so fast. It's disgusting. I mean, if there's somebody that's going to do a quint, it's going to be him, and he's going to fly over the boards like Lu Shen style. Like honestly, the guy just flies. His spins are so quick. He's always a joy to watch. And you know, we'll see him a few more times this year. He's just done his Grand Prix career, so he still has a few more events. I don't know if Canada's going to send him to four continents. I don't know if he's. I'm assuming he's going to be going to Worlds. If he doesn't, I don't know what Canada's going to do with the whole men situation because every single man is so inconsistently up in the air, including Keegan. He's not that consistent either. But between Steven Gogolev and Keegan missing, Roman Sadovsky, I mean their consistency levels are like woo, 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 woo. And then the other Canadian men are just specifically the ones on the Grand Prix circuit this year. Corey Cercelli, they have the basic skating skills and they have the good musicalities, but their jumps are just like everywhere. I mean, yeah, the Canadian men are a hot mess right now. So we'll just leave that at that right now, and let's jump to the women's event. So Rika Kahira climbing back slowly. She almost got onto that podium. She finished fourth overall. She's a few points down. She did end up putting the triple flip in her free skate. She didn't have it in the short program. I think they're slowly introducing the element to the programs again so she can get consistent at it. I really like that she's not being rushed into doing things she's not ready to do, because too often we see skaters come back from injury and try to add all this content and do triple S, triple toe, triple this, and they're not ready yet. I think they're really taking their time with Rika, and I really think that Tracy is doing it the proper way, taking care of the skater. It's skater first. It's not scores first. And they're going to build, and they're going to build, and they're going to build, and they're going to build. They're going to include the triple flip into the short program. And then once that's consistent, they're going to add the triple Lutz. And then they're going to put that in both programs. And then guess what? She's going to have her triple axel back. And then, you know what? Before not Olympics is coming up, and she is like ready to get that gold medal. The long game is what's important for her to stay healthy and gain confidence. She's clearly skating really, really well right now with the jumps that she is doing. So her confidence level must be up here, which is super, super important. And here we have, an injured Brady Snell coming back. She's really struggling again. But you know what? I mean, she's coming back from injury, and she is trying to do all these jumps. She's trying to do the triple Lutzes. She's trying to add them in triple combinations. And I don't really think she's ready for it. She's not consistent at it yet. So maybe she should take a page out of Rika's book and kind of dumb down the TS mark a little bit. You skating clean is gonna build your confidence like no other. There's no point in trying to win all these events when you know you're not ready to win yet. If you're not consistent at all of these jumps, then why are you doing them? So if in Rika's case, it's going to be really interesting going into Japanese nationals, because Japan has obviously their field of women's skating is so deep. It's deeper than anyone else in the entire world right now, except for the Russians. But they're not competing. I don't know what she does. If she's not ready to add in all these jumps, does Rika add them in anyways to try and boost up her TS, or does she try and do what she's doing here and skate clean? I don't know how ready she is for these things. Her team will probably have to clear her with the doctors, and the team around her is going to need to clear her before she adds in all these elements, but I don't know if you can necessarily get away with dumbing down technical base values when you're in such a competitive event, because there's going to be 9 skaters that are going to pass you in Japan when you're dumbing down your technical marks. I mean, half of them have triple axles. So when you're deliberately not including that, are you banking on all of them to make mistakes so you climb up, or do you think you're going to have to add it in? So that's something that, I mean, I don't know what you do in that situation, unless your long game plan is to just maybe not do Worlds this year, because I don't, unless the Japan Skating Federation reserves a spot for her, maybe lets her compete one more time. Maybe Four Continents will be an opportunity for her to get a world spot. I think it's just going to depend on where she is. That's going to be very, very interesting to see how it plays out. Madeline Skizas, solid outing. Good for her to have 2 back-to-back decent programs. She was going to be okay with 5th place finish and 187 points overall. She's going to want to have a few of those jumps back. She singled and doubled some of her triples, so that was leaving points on the table for sure. You know what? Her personal best is 192 overall. So having finished with 187 overall, and knowing you had some mistakes that you have points coming off of, that shows me that she can definitely surpass 192. She's going to really, really want to make a push to get close to and or over that 200 point mark this year by the end of the season. And I think I think she may be able to actually do it. Hopefully that's something we can see in international competition, maybe like Four Continents. And that's going to give Canadian women some hope. She might actually be able to put back-to-back performances together and land Canada in easy 2 spots in next year's Worlds. We have the winner, Mai Miyahara, 204.14, just edged out Luna Hendricks at 203.91. Luna was actually 3rd in the free skate. She didn't have her best free skate, falling on her triple S and under rotating the sequence. And just the fall alone right there was her drop to silver medal, because she only, I think it was a 0.23 points, if I do the math correctly in my head really quick, that she lost the gold medal by. But congratulations to Mai Miyahara. None of the women actually skated like clean as in with no under rotations or quarter calls in the top 3. Rika was, however, clean, and that was a beautiful skate to watch. Very, very easy flowing. I feel like she's gotten a lot better at her artistry. I feel like she's not skating. I feel like she's not skating to the music. I feel like she's performing to the music now. And you know what? One thing the injury might have done with her is it might have set her back and realized she has time now to work on all these other aspects of her skating. And you know what? Sometimes things got to happen like this for you to realize what's important. And whatever she's doing is definitely working for her. Manakwabi, 197.41, takes home the bronze medal. Luna was too far ahead of her in the short program to overtake for Mana to overtake her, even though she was second in the free skate. So yeah, no ladies got any a full clean program with the Q calls and the UR calls, and yeah, Rika is gonna work back in her other jumps. Her triple X is still gonna have to come. That's gonna come her triple axel. I don't know if I expect that all coming this year, or if that's kind of like a next year thing. It seems like she's progressed decently fast in the beginning of the Grand Prix season. She wasn't even adding in the triple flip, and we're not even full through the whole Grand Prix season yet, and she's already added it in. So come Four Continents or something, she actually might be able to be putting all these things in. I'm not entirely sure what the timeline is with that. Yeah, so that was the Grand Prix of Espoo in Finland. What did you guys think of the event? What was your favorite skates? What are your opinions on Jesse's skaters this year? What's your opinion on what you've seen this year compared to previous Grand Prix years? I feel like this Grand Prix is so. This whole Grand Prix season, it went fast. Like I feel like there's no way this is the last Grand Prix event. I think it's because I'm still waiting for that like in your face breakout performance from like the top skaters of like everything. I'm still waiting for like Sui and Han to come out and be like, "We're here and we're winning gold," or like Papadakis and Cicerone, or whoever's previously skating, like Nathan Chen, like all that. Like we're really, really, really missing the top skaters, and I think that's caused a lot of people to be all over the place. There's so many events that have been so unpredictable that it kind of makes it interesting where like you don't know what's going to happen, but you also know you're not going to see like top skating. So I'm very split with this season. I really hope going into Four Continents and Worlds and stuff like that, we're going to see some better quality skating. Plus side in the men's event, I believe Jason Brown is coming back to skate, so he should be at U.S. Nationals. And I'm thinking that he will probably be assigned to Four Continents. I think they're probably going to have him in international competition before he ends up doing Worlds. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Share my video all over Twitter, all over Facebook, all over wherever you share it. Put the like button on, give me some comments, give me some feedback, and subscribe to my channel, please. And we will see you guys coming up for the Grand Prix final in Italy in just a short few weeks. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I love you all, and I wish you a good night.